All right, guys, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is my first look at the Seiko sbbn015. This is the earlier generation of the sbbn tunas. I've had quite a few of the, and even some limited edition sbbn tunas of like the 039 and the 031. I've seen a bunch of different models in that range, but this one was the precursor to those. So it's still using the same movement, the 7C46 quartz movement that was designed just for the Seiko Tuna or Marine Master Professional 300. You know, we call it the Tuna because it's like a tuna can. But let's get into the size, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the watch and where these are headed. So I measure 47.6 millimeter case width, and that is, it's kind of like on a, you know, angled here around the watch, but at its widest point on this shroud is 47.6. The lug to lug is shorter at 44.6. Very short, stubby lugs there, drilled as well, even on these older ones. And 15.5 millimeter thick, that is to that domed hardlex crystal. That's right. The older ones and the ones that I talked about are hardlex. There are some newer ones coming out with sapphire, and I want to brush on that too. 22 millimeter lug width here. I think I've heard some people even say that's 21, but I just measured it at 22, so I don't know. Comes on this bracelet here. At least that's the way Neil sent it over to me. I'm not sure if the 015 came on bracelet. I think it did. And it is a very nice bracelet. I believe it's pin and collar, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong. And it has this here. Again, I think this came on there, or maybe he added it. I'm not 100% sure, but these are the Marine Master clasp that you've probably noticed on some of the like mm300s, referring to the automatic version, the monocoque design. This is also an mm300, it's just in the Tuna variation. But some of this clasp is actually titanium, and some of it is stainless steel. So it has like this little fold over piece here, but in this operation, as you can see, if you zoom in, when you angle this back, it actually releases that little bar right there. And then when you do that, you can slide that out quite a ways. And that is your dive extension or micro adjust, whatever you want to call it. You don't have to activate it again to slide it in. It will ratchet in. Not that I know anything about it, but similar way the handcuff works. I don't know anything about it. For micro adjust. So there you go. There's an inner look at that mechanism. It's crude but effective. So whatever. And you can see right there on the inside of there, titanium plus stainless steel, all of that information, but really nice hinging. And you know, like I said, it is kind of crude, but it works. Brushed finish on the shroud. There's little bits of polish reveals here and there, definitely on the case back, and on the lugs is all polish. There's information on the case back. Stainless steel has some information there as far as whatever that is, I don't know. 7C46 movement, serial numbers, all that stuff. And then if you look at the dial here, you have printed on indices, and then I don't know if they're mechanically applied or hand applied, but the Lume that Seiko uses is applied heavily on there in the center. So you can see the differentiation of the Lume plot and the printed on indice. Brushed handset. You know, you basically have kind of like an arrow, but it's laddered. And then you have that seconds hand ticking away. A little bit of lash on that, not much. This is a high torque motor that's in this. So it snaps into place to the naked eye. You know, when you zoom in or watch it in slow-mo, you might be able to see it bounce a little bit, but it really, to the naked eye, it doesn't. Day date, obviously, screw down crown, signed crown on this one. 300 meter water resist, all that good stuff. 120 click bezel. Nice and easy to use, but it is shrouded, so you're not going to accidentally bump it for the most part. Has a nice oversized pip up there at the triangle. And I'm not sure what this material is because it almost has like a stainless steel look to it. If you look at it, it has a little bit of circular pattern to it. So I don't know if this is steel and then it's just coated. Seiko has been known to do weird things like that, but that information might be out there somewhere. This is a discontinued model. This has been out for a while. So really you're looking at the secondary market to find one of these in good shape. And this one is actually in overall really good shape. The bracelet has some scratches on it and everything, you know, but it's a Seiko Tuna. It should have scratches on it. You guys should be wearing these. So this one's definitely been worn, but it's not damaged or anything like that, I don't feel. So offset crown, obviously a lot of Seiko divers do that. That's an awesome feature. Retail on this back in the day when it was available was, because it's a JDM model, 120,000 yen, whatever that translates to. I'm sure you guys could comment. I looked on eBay. These are actually sold at around the $1,000 mark, used in similar condition to this. And it has the box and all that stuff. So there are some that are still listed at that price point. So if you're savvy and you make offers, because they're going to be from all over the world when you start looking on eBay for these, because these were worldwide, they were global. So depending on where you are and where you want to buy one, you need to think about that. Here it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. I've had a couple of Tunas, guys. Tunas are magic on wrist because of that 44.6 millimeter lug to lug. So I don't care if you put it on a strap or the factory bracelet or an aftermarket strap code bracelet. They're absolute perfection, and they're their own thing on wrist. I can't explain it or compare it to any other watch. They're Tunas. So, I mean, the next closest thing would be like the solar Tunas, which I have a couple here, but I didn't want to bring them out to compare because it's a totally different watch, really, other than you could compare if you didn't know, if you wanted to spend $1,000 on one of these, I could say you could pick up a solar Tuna, try it. If you feel like that wears really good on your wrist, you are absolutely going to love one of these because it's basically like that watch, but it adds a little bit of weight to it and a lot more quality. And that's what you get with this guy. So let's kill the lights. Take a look at the Lume, which Seiko Lume is awesome. Even older Seiko Lume is still awesome. So there you have it. Tuna Lume is awesome. Even with the Lume Monster, 3D printed Lume Monster in the background, the focus is still on this because it's just a really nice, potent color. And I like the change in size. I think that was one thing that's different on the newer ones is, you know, you have the smaller dots for, you know, the offsets of the 6 and 9. Oh, I wanted to mention the new Tuna that's coming out. Hopefully I'll get one on the channel at some point. They went back to this handset. So instead of like the hardcore arrow on the sbbn3 series ones that I've shown, the new Sapphire Crystal 7C46 movement Tuna is going to have a handset very similar to this one. So that's pretty cool if you are into like a little bit of throwback or nostalgia. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next vid.